What's up, y'all? It's your boy Black, aka the Not So Good Gamer, aka Big and Tasty 420, and I'm here today with my first YouTube video because I feel like it's necessary to let people know how to do this on a Mac. It's not a lot of streamers out there using Macs in order to stream, and if there is, there's not really too much information on it. So I figured I'd come today, show y'all my setup, show y'all what I'm using to stream and to get my games out in the open. All right, first let's start with the most essential piece of gear that you need in order to make the stream work if you're not doing it off your game system. You need the Elgato HD60S Plus, right? It has to be the S Plus if you're using the Mac, because if you use the 60, it doesn't recognize it as any type of external software or anything like that. Also, you can only, if you get the 60, you can use it on your Mac, but you can only use it in Elgato's HD capture. You cannot use it in any other streaming program, such as like OBS, Streamlabs, Ecamm. They do not recognize it as an external device. The only one that picks it up is Elgato's HD capture. So if you want to have a little bit more flexibility, Elgato's HD capture is really a basic program. It brings in a capture card, lets you stream. You can do overlays and stuff like that. It has a real basic editor in it. Nothing too super fancy. It gets the job done if that's what you can afford. The price difference between the HDs, this is $199.99, and the HD60 is $169.99. So it's about a $30 difference on price. But and this has 4K pass through. So I highly recommend just spending the extra $40 the one time and going with this 60S Plus and saving yourself a whole headache. All right, next I recommend some type of hub, either USB-C hub or if you're running an older Mac, definitely go save yourself some trouble, get yourself a Thunderbolt 2 hub. I use one. Right now I'm running a 2011 27-inch iMac with 32 gigs of RAM. i7 processor, 3.2 processor, quad core. The only problem with this is running this setup is you can't directly hook the Elgato capture card into the Mac because these older Macs only have USB 2.0, and the newer Macs or the newer peripherals have to use a 3.0 connection for USB or better. So do you save yourself some time? You could pick these up. You could pick up the Thunderbolt 2 hubs on Macari, Let Go. I picked up a Belkin one for $114, and I picked up a Elgato one for $100. They're originally $250, so you can save yourself some money in that aspect, and it works out great, and it adds more connection and functionality to it anyway. So that's always a good thing to do. I would show you mine, but fortunately, it's hooked up to the computer right now, which I am using to record this. So I can't readily show you what it looks like, but it's literally plug and play with the Belkin one. Belkin, you plug it up into the wall. It runs off of outlet power. It adds 3 extra USB 3.0 ports to your Mac if you don't already have them. It adds an extra Thunderbolt port if you're running on a 21-inch. Older Mac, they only came with 1 Thunderbolt port, so this adds, it keeps that one intact for you. Adds a headphone jack, a mic input jack, HDMI out source. So if you're running on a laptop that doesn't have an HDMI out source, it does run off of that. So, I mean, it's a good pickup. I decided to go a different route with getting an older Mac kind of built out the way I wanted it to. And then just use some workarounds in order to get my game capture feed into my software. All right, so next I'm going to show you how I bring everything in. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to my phone camera and show you guys. Uh-oh, camera got twisted. Don't know what happened. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over and show you guys how I actually have everything set up and actually everything that I'm using in order to make this stream work. Everything's not necessary. This is just stuff that I already had. And due to the COVID-19 right now, I can't really use it for anything else. So I said, hey, let me see if I can get all this stuff to work in conjunction with each other and stream my games. And you know what, it worked out perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now everything I use. Switch over to this my phone camera. Okay, so now I'm in. When I get back, I'll show you all the software. Okay, so right now I'm using this is the Elgato Thunderbold hub, right? Like I said, I got an external hard drive, but that's not the nitty gritty. All right, so this is how we're running everything. As you see, there's an Elgato. There's the capture card, right? There's the capture card. I got the capture card coming out into the TV. Okay. We're using the HDMI switcher, just a cheap one from Walmart. So black camera capture. I'm using a Blackmagic Ultra Studio mini recorder that also runs off a Thunderbolt. I'm sorry, that also runs off a Thunderbolt. That's running direct. And for my camera, I'm using the Canon T6i HDMI out because it gives a clean HDMI out feed as long as you're using manual focus. All right. If you're on autofocus, you will have that box around your face. You got to put it on manual focus in order for it to register so you get the clean HDMI feed. All right. All right. So now that we're back, okay, I'm show you all the front, what I use to get the sound into the streaming program, and what I use to and how I monitor everything. I'm using Stream Deck's app, their mobile Stream Deck. It gives you a 15-button deck in order so you don't have to go out and buy one. You can already use what you have, and also you can use your iPhone or I think Android device as well. I have all Apple products, so don't quote me on that. But right there. Also, I'm using the Rodecaster for my soundboard. I can bring in sound effects.
Game, recognized game, and you looking kind of unfamiliar right now.
So I can do all that live during stream. And then I use 2014 MacBook Pro, and this actually runs my stream, so I could preview the stream without it taking out more RAM and space on my computer. So, yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much the setup. And now let me show you how everything integrates into each other, all right? So I have, right now I'm using Ecamm Live. I do like Ecamm Live. It's an app that's native for Mac. So it's Mac specific. Everything is incorporated in here that you need, which is awesome. All right, so let's start with the, here, you know what, let me put everything in demo mode so you can see everything I'm doing. All right. All right, here we go. So I'll put everything in demo mode so y'all can see everything. All right. So now that y'all can see everything. So this is Ecamm, okay? So I like Ecamm because it allows you to run everything from one location. So let's start with the basics. So you have your scenes over here that you can add. So like in my scenes, I have then I have my source, my stream source, right? This is actually my PlayStation 4 right now in the back, running through the Elgato HD 60S Plus, 60 frames a second, 1080p. So that's dope. I got a chat screen, so talk to you guys. And like I said, Ecamm is great because you can use it for multiple different things. You don't have to just use it. make it so when I just record the gameplay and back to the camera. So, and these scenes are super, super easy to set up. I mean, and if you get the program and you feel super overwhelmed, Ecamm makes a boot camp and tutorials and all kind. They have community upon community, not only on their website, but on Facebook. Everybody's always so helpful. Ken and Glenn, they're two brothers, man. They came up with this program. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend it to Mac users if you want to stream. It's just so much that you can do within the program alone without any type of extra hookups or any extra peripherals or anything like that. Remember earlier I told y'all, I could hit the sound pad on my soundboard and play a sound. Well, they integrated sound effects into Ecamm. So if you just had Ecamm and the Stream Deck mobile app, you could play the sound effects right from your Stream Deck. So like you could do stuff like this, like, yeah, man, we're gonna. Oh, I muted it. That was my fault. There we go. Always a classic DJ 5 horns, And you can come in here and add anything that you want to add yourself. All you do is click the little plus button, brings up any kind of sounds or anything that you have, which is awesome. You just bring it in. And the dope thing about this, you can add the sound effect right to a scene. So, like I was saying earlier, so like my stream has its own sound, right? So let's jump back to that real quick. So my stream has their own sound. Okay. Now when you come into a full movie mode, it automatically mutes your input device and just plays the sound through the movie. So let's say I wanted to have this play instead of the movie sound that's playing. So right, so you just mute the movie, come over here to the little gear, hit add to scene, and now when this plays, it'll be this sound. So now when this plays, it'll be this sound instead of the original movie sound, and it works every time. So we'll come back to the chat screen real fast, right? And then when I come back here, it'll automatically start playing. So even if, I'm sorry, it keeps muting me. So even if you come through and you have a movie that doesn't have a sound, or it has a sound in it that you don't want, or the video, and you don't have no editing program, let's say somebody did this for you, right, and they added music to it, and you're like, that's not the one I wanted. You could just come here in the Ecamm, add your sound into the sound effects, put it into here, right? Boom. And now that's your new sound when you go live. So, like I said, we're in this screen, right? So we're in this screen right now. See that? And it lets you know that the sound you have is right up in here. So, like I said, I really enjoy Ecamm. Really, really thoroughly enjoy Ecamm. And there's a lot more stuff you can do. Like, I love the fact that they added a scrolling ticker. So we'll come over here to overlays, right? We'll hit the text overlay right here. We'll just put in something small. All right. Boom. We can add a background to it if we wanted to. Let's change the color of the background a little bit. We'll put we'll do it black. All right. We'll do a black background. And you come up here to fixed position, scrolling ticker, and we'll hit add. Boom. Across the screen. Position it where you want to, right? Change the speed of it, slow it down, speed it up, and there it is. Now you have a scrolling ticker across your thing, and it looks super professional, It took me, 10 seconds to do that? And I even have a scrolling ticker on my actual stream chat, right? So if we go to that for a second, tells everybody where to follow me at. Now this is an overlay, right? And all this stuff is overlays. So like, here's all my overlays down here. We'll turn them all off for a second. I got to unlock them all. I do like the fact they let you lock each individual overlay so you can't remove it or anything like that, right? So, and that's something else that I have down there other than my scrolling ticker. I have other stuff in here that are web-based that you can't see. So like this is, I have a goals, right? For when I stream to get my followers up. Like I said, it's just all kinds of stuff you can do in here, but there's nobody out here putting out this information on how to do it. If you're using the Mac, everything that you ever look at is always PC. It's always PC based. So I just wanted to throw this out there real fast to show y'all how y'all can do it on a Mac. Super simple. Remember, right? You need the Elgato HD60S Plus if you're running off a Mac. It picks it right up in here. Here, let me show you. See, I come down here. It's right here. My Elgato, my game capture Elgato 60S Plus. All right. And you just add it into like a scene. So what I'll do is let's go in here and build out a brand new scene just so y'all can see how it's done in Ecamm. Super, super simple, like I said. Okay, so this is my first camera, right? This is the camera that's on my computer. Is the what is that? The iSight camera, I think they call them, the Mac HD camera. So that's right here in my computer, right? But I also, like I said, I'm running my Canon T60i. So what I want to do is I want my game to be the main focus, right? So I'm going to click, not the plus sign, but I'm going to click the actual source, right? Game capture card HD60S Plus. Boom. There's my game. Okay. Super, super low latency as well. If you wanted to, you could literally run off of this screen if you didn't want to have your game screen on. Okay. Super, super low latency. So there's literally no delay. Now, so this is our new scene. Now I want to bring in me as a pip, right? Then you hit the plus sign. Whoops, got to turn it on. So make sure this box is white if you want to bring in pips. Boom. Brings me in as a picture-in-picture. I can move it where I need to. I can resize it, make it as big and as small as I need it to be. All right. So for purposes, we'll put it about this size. Now, you could readily start streaming right now, right? You're in the game. You see what's happening, everything that's going on. Now what we want to do is we want to add maybe some type of overlay for our camera. So I already have these done. So we go down to cam overlay. So it'll bring it in. Bam, there's my cam overlay. I put it where I need it to be, resize it, right? We'll resize it. Bam. So now the only thing that I dislike about Ecamm is I cannot freeform transform. That's a little nerve-wracking to me. So you kind of got to, if it's a little off key, so you just kind of have to get it as close as possible. Now, watch this. So normally, right, your picture-in-picture is going to be above your overlay. See how that's above that? If that happens, you come in here, you right-click your pip, uncheck show above overlays. It'll put it right behind it. Bam. Bam. Now you're in the overlay in the stream in the game. And that's the basics. And you can literally just build out all your scenes the same way. Like I said, if I wanted to have text come through, you can do that, right? Make sure you come up here. We're going to have the scrolling text. Bam. Put that where I wanted to put it at. Oh, nope. Don't like the black. Come here, double click it, edit it, take out the background. Now it's just scrolling text across the thing. And anytime you want to hide it, you come over here, either hit the X or you can hit the eyeball right here. It'll hide it and unhide it. Also, what you can do is I can add a whole screen overlay, okay? The screen overlays are 1920 by 1080, so it takes up the whole screen. This is one that I have, so I could add this is one of my whole screen overlays. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this overlay. We'll put me over here. After we shrink me down some. Right, we'll put me in this box. Boom. The games and whatever you want to have in over here. With Ecamm, until they allow you the ability to add your game as a picture-in-picture, I have never seen how to do that. The only thing I could think of is maybe if you add a blank source. Yeah, see? And then maybe add the game as the picture-in-picture. So then maybe if I add my game as my picture-in-picture, I can do that. Oh, okay. Yep. See? You can do that. Now, the only problem is it only allows you one picture-in-picture. So I couldn't put my camera in over here. You have to pick one. Okay. Yep. So that's the downfall to using is when you have these pre-made overlays. Yeah, because I can't think of any other way in Ecamm on how to do that. Okay, but that's just little things. Like I said, you can do an Ecamm. Let's hide this real quick. Let's try one more overlay. Okay, so we'll come in here. As far as I can tell, for streamers, Ecamm does not allow you to bring in the WebM files. All right, so they have to be a .mov file or an Apple ProRes 4444 file. Okay, and they have to be transparent with the alpha channels. All right, where is it at? Okay, here we go. So this is a 1920 by 1080 full size. So see, all it brings in is this. Technically, it takes up the whole screen because it's 1920 by 1080, but it has a transparent background, so you'll never see the other stuff, right? And then we could just bring this up if we wanted to, resize it to where we want it. You could bring it so it doesn't come on. All right, it's being that guy right now. So you could resize it to where you want it, move it to where you want it, and that's if you wanted to bring it as a picture. Or what you could do is add this as a source file, right? And what we'll do is we'll turn off this pip. Boom, turn off the pip. We'll add it as a source file, and it's full screen again. You can also add it as a screen share if you wanted to. Okay. You could bring a movie in, choose a file if you wanted to. Like I said, Ecamm does have a lot of things. It's little, very, very minute things that I wish it did. That's nowhere near a deal breaker on using this software at all. Nowhere near a deal breaker. All right. So real quick though, while I got y'all here, like I said, you can use it in Streamlabs. I have Streamlabs for my Mac because they just released that. OBS for the Mac. Now this is the difference between OBS and Ecamm. Okay, so as you see right here, right now, let me close all this other stuff out. As you see right here, right now I'm in OBS, right? I'm in OBS. The reason I like OBS is because so I have this whole build out, but everything that you can bring into OBS is its own individual picture. So this is an overlay right here, right? The game capture right here is an overlay, okay? That itself is technically an overlay. So I could take this by itself and resize it, right? If I wanted to, it pinch zoom. If you hit shift, it lets you freeform, transform. That's really all I need Ecamm to be able to do is to freeform, transform. So I can get my stuff exactly in here the way I need it to. And it would be cool if they let you add in a video source as an overlay. That would be cool. And that way you could resize it the way you need it to be. I normally have my camera here. You can't see it right now because I'm using it in another program. But normally my camera pops in here. People text or chat with me. It pops in right here. As you see, they got a live stream ticker down here. OBS is actually a pretty dope program. I'll come back with another day to do that. I just wanted to show you all the difference, and what you can do real fast in either. But I just wanted to touch on Ecamm and streaming with your games real fast. I'm your boy Black, aka the Not So Good Gamer, aka Big and Tasty 420. Man, make sure you follow me on all social media at Big and Tasty 420. Right? That's BIG, the letter N, TASTEY 420, right? You can find me on twitch.tv, find me on Mixer, search me on Facebook under the Not So Good Gamer. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here real quick. This was kind of long, a little bit drawn out. It's my first one. Like I said, they're only going to get better. And I will continue to bring you guys who runs on Macs all the information I know, because it took me a long time to figure out that I needed the 60S Plus, because everything that you look at and you're reading about on how to get your game stream up and running, they really only deal with PCs. I'm sorry. They really only deal with PCs. So just through trial and tribulation and trying this part and just a little, background knowledge on knowing how things should go together, I figured out how to get this to work. And like I said, once you get that the 60S Plus is going to be your end all be all, no headache, hassle-free, just lovely melting pot of bliss once you plug it into your system and everything just pops right in. But hey, man, make sure y'all smash that like, share, subscribe button, man. And if you haven't done so, please hit that bell so you get notified every time I drop new videos. So how we're going to do this is on my YouTube channel, the Not So Good Gamer YouTube channel. It's going to be highlights of my gameplay and tutorials and tech reviews and stuff like that as I figure out new stuff that's coming out, and try to keep you guys, like I said, on the max, up to par on to what's going on, because we are, for some reason, they leave us a little bit behind when we run max. But hey, yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Like I said, man, 2 fingers to the sky. Peace out. Everybody be safe. Have a good day.